is Financial Intelligence on the Road right here on the Breakfast Jam. Coming up next, this is Sammy Akindipe.
Hello, I am Somi Akindipe, and you're welcome to another edition of Money Matters. Today, I'll be talking about 9 laws of money that can change your life. 9 laws of money that will change your life forever if you understand them. Now, one basic thing about laws are if you break them, they will break you. And if you obey them, they make you. In fact, what I used to tell people is that principles are so powerful because principles and law means nearly the same thing. When you obey principles, you become principals. And then when you are consistent with obeying principle, you become a principality. So principles makes you principalities in the long run. And if you fail to obey principle, you can never go far.
Money does not make you rich, but financial intelligence does. And you can get that from Sammy's book and CDs. Call this number, 0806-900-3886. That's 0806-900-3886. Or you can hit them up at www.sammyakindipe.com.
Principles are what makes you the principal. So these are laws of money that I expect you that if you intend to change your financial life, you must obey. So quickly before you go to work this morning, I'll be sharing with you the laws of money that can change your life forever. Number 1 is Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law of money states that, I'm sure that one way or the other you might have heard about the law before, but I'm going to be elaborating on it. Now, Parkinson's law states that expenses rises with income. That is, when people are collecting 50,000 naira salary, they can manage themselves, they can have a 14 inches TV. But the moment their salary is increased to 200,000, you discover that they will go immediately to ShopRite and start looking for 42 inches TV, flatrons, and all those type of stuffs, and all their expense profile will just increase all of a sudden. And after a while, they will start saying, what salary are they even paying me? Say that small money that cannot be enough. So the problem is not the money, the problem is the person. So Parkinson's law states that expenses rises with income. Now, the more you disobey Parkinson's law, the richer you become. Anytime your income rises, make sure that your expense does not rise. Make sure that you keep it low. Make sure that you are able to minimize it, and make sure that, in fact, the more your income increases, the lesser your expenses should be reduced to. So Parkinson's law states expenses rises with income, and the more you disobey Parkinson's law, the richer you become and the more your life changes. Number 2 is the law of accumulation. The law of accumulations states that the more money you accumulate in savings and investment, the more money that money in investment and savings attracts. Now, I'm going to take that again. The law of accumulation states that the more money you attract in savings and investment, the more money the money in savings and investment attract. Now, there's what we call the law of compound interest. You discover that when you put some money aside and it has a compounding effect, over a period of time, the money tends to increase. And that's what we are talking about. More money is attracted to the money you have put aside. So if you have developed a saving habit, naturally, you have put the law of accumulation to be working for you. And over a period of time, you discover that it's easier for you to make your money. Now, I must say categorically that a number of people don't put the law of accumulation in place because they cannot save. But as I said in the previous weeks, that you could give an automated, or you can tell your bank to pilot your savings, or to pilot your savings, such that anytime you sign a standing order for them, by doing that, anytime money comes in for you in your bank account, they just cross that money to a particular account, which is going to be your savings account. So the law of accumulation will start working for you when you start practicing that. The third law is the law of more money. The law of more money states that the more money you acquire, the more money it's easier for you to acquire. You discover that it's richer for the rich to get richer, but it's more difficult for somebody that is just trying to get rich to be rich. That is, if you are rich already and you have a lot of money, it's easier for you to have more money than for someone that do not have money before and is trying to have money. It's more difficult for him to have money. So what am I trying to say? The law of more money states that the more money you have, the more it is easier for you to make more money. The next law is the law of fulfillment curve. The law of fulfillment curve shows the experience of fulfillment between what you enjoy when you spend a particular amount of the money. And that brings me to say that anytime you want the law of fulfillment curve to operate in your finances, what you should do is that you should plan and think of what you are going to buy. Stop impulse buying. You just get to ShopRite and you just see something you like and you just feel you should buy it. Once it's not on your budget, don't buy it. Why? Because everything that you see in the market will always interest you to buy, and everything in the market is not made for you to be bought. So you've got to teach yourself this lesson and make sure that the law of fulfillment curve is taking effect in your finances. Now, another law I'm going to mention quickly is the law of financial capital. The law of financial capital states that money is not given to those who need it most, but those who use it best. If I'm going to say this again, you will remember the times that the law of banks came for public offer and they were soliciting for fund. And a lot of banks came out, ACB, ABC, Abacus, and a lot of all those banks. Now, those banks were not able to get the fund from the people. But the banks that already have money, like First Bank, GTB, they were the one having more money. People were buying their shares more than those other companies that do not have names before, or they do not have money before. Now, if we are going to look at it, those banks need more money than all the banks that are doing so well. But people will never give money to those who need it most, but to those who use it best. It's the law of financial capital. When people see that you are succeeding financially, they can trust you with more money than somebody that is not succeeding with money. They cannot trust him. They trust him less with money. So money is given to those who use it best, not to those who need it most. And that's the law of financial capital. If you want to put that law in operation in your life, you've got to understand how to maximize and make the best use of money. If they put you in custody of some fund, you've got to be able to show results to people that put you in custody, that you can manage the money well and give them enough return. By so doing, more money will come to you and you will be sure that that law will work for you. The next law I'm going to mention is the law of affection. The law of affection states that the more life you affect, the richer you become. It's as simple as that. The more life you can affect, the more richer you become. If you are able to solve people's problem, your own problem will be solved automatically. Now, let me put this in a simpler way. Somebody is solving your mouth odor problem, and those are the people producing toothpaste. When they solve that problem for you, and they now solve that problem for about 15 million Nigeria, what do? They make more money. If they decide to solve the problem for 200 million people, they make more money. So when you are able to solve that particular problem you specialize in for a lot of people, the more life you affect, the richer you become. That's the law of affection, and you need to put that law into practice in your life. Tends to affect more people, and then you make more money. Then the next law I'm going to say, which is going to be the last one for today before I close, is the rule of 72. The rule of 72 states that to find the number of years required to double your money at a given interest rate, you just need to divide the interest rate into 72. Example, you want to double your 5 million naira. How many years will it take you to double your 5 million naira at the rate of 8% interest rate? All you need to do is divide 72 by 8 and you get 9 years. So it takes you 9 years to be able to do that. The same thing goes for any figure you pick. We call it the law of 72. So if you have 1 million naira in savings and you look at it, how long is it going to take me to double this 1 million naira at the 4% interest rate bank is going to be giving me every year? All you need to do is just go ahead, divide the 4% with 72 and it will give you the number of years it's going to take. The higher the interest rate, the shorter the number of years it takes you to get your money back. If you put all this law of money in place, it brings you to a point where you are financially wealthy. I'm sure that some of you may not grab this point very easily, but you could do me a mail or subscribe to www.somiakinipe.com. Subscribe to my Money Magnet newsletter so that you can be able to have access to some of this law of money. And then I can assure you that those doses will definitely change your life. Now, before I close, I need to quickly remind you that you can also subscribe through phone. You can text and you can text 08057000788. You can text your name, asterisk email, asterisk location, and then you'll be automatically subscribed. Our books and our materials are still selling. Try as much as possible to get your own copy. And for the other things that you might need, you can do me a mail. I'll be available to answer your mail. Thank you and God bless you. Till I see you next time, I am Somi Akinipe and I am saying remain financially intelligent.
Is your house killing you already? Maybe you want to stop paying your landlord's bills. Do you wish to fire him before he even fires you? Then get a plot of land in Set Garden Estates. Call 0705-547-6135 or visit www.setgroupafrica.com. Stop paying those bills. Own